Welcome back, everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a really big hot topic as of late. The trailer has been received with mixed reviews. It was a little edgy, a little bit comical, not the typical Marvel movie. And a lot of people are like, who are these characters? In the far reaches of space, an American pilot named Peter Quill finds himself the object of a manhunt after stealing an orb coveted by the villainous Ronan. To evade Ronan, he is forced into working with a bunch of misfits, including Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Gamora, and Drax. Along the way, Star-Lord discovers the orb's true powers and the true threat it possesses to the cosmos. The ragtag bunch make a last stand to protect the fate of the galaxy. For comic book fans, you guys know who the Guardians of the Galaxy are, and this is kind of the representation that you've seen. We have Gamora, Star-Lord, Rocket Raccoon, Drax, and Groot. So if you're looking at these and you don't play Heroclix and you just found this video, this is a tabletop strategy game where you battle other teams. You build a team versus another team. But anyways, that's not important for this video. I just wanted to give you guys a representation of what these characters look like in the comics, because now you see the trailer and you're like, that's very interesting. It's going to be released August 1st. We have Chris Pratt, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, and those are going to be the main guys. We also have Batista, Zoe as Gamora. So, you know, this is, I think, a really, really good cast, but, you know, some of the big issues here, Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon and Vin Diesel as Groot, are going to be CGI, so you're not going to really see them. You're going to hear their voice, but they are big names, so I think it should help. Chris Pratt is kind of getting his big break with this role, so I'm really happy to see that. He seems to fit the part pretty well, even though, you know, it's a very interesting character, but it should be a lot of fun. And the director is James Gunn, kind of a comedic director, big into horror and started out doing kind of some zombie stuff. So a lot of people are kind of mixed on him, but, you know, I think it's a good mix, because this is a ragtag bunch of characters, and you could kind of see where, you know, it's not going to be the traditional humans, because literally all of them have some type of alien form in them. Even Peter Quill as Star-Lord in the comics and the movies. But anyways, let's go a little bit more in depth with this. I personally saw the trailer and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, but I was taken back. I was really looking forward to this movie, as Guardians are probably my third favorite comic book team, Rocket Raccoon being one of my favorite comic book characters ever. I think people that are saying, how can a movie front a raccoon and a tree? I will tell you, if they do the characters justice, you guys will fall in love with those characters like a bunch of other comic book readers. They love them. Moviegoers, if they do it right, they're going to love them as well, and you're not going to be surprised. So anyways, it kind of starts off with like a Raiders of the Lost Ark theme, where Peter Quill, Star-Lord, comes in. He's going to steal this orb, and he gets stopped. And as you see, he's imprisoned, and then they go down a rundown of each one of the characters and give a little bit of a bio, and then you kind of find out a little bit about each of the characters. Then there's a bunch of action scenes mixed in there. There's some jokes, and it's a little bit awkward. The first time I saw it, I was like, what's going on? It looks really good, like visually, but really Star-Lord is the only one that talks. So anyways, it's kind of one of those interesting trailers. I don't believe there was any other superhero trailer out there ever created that's anything like this. It's very unique, a very different way to market a superhero film. For a very different superhero film. It's gonna be different. It's kind of like the Space Avengers. If you want to think like this team is the Avengers in space, where Avengers on Earth are the people you're used to. So let's go down to a little bit more of the details of why I'm excited about this, some of my thoughts on what I saw, characteristics that I've seen that were similar to some other things that I want to note and maybe make you think about, and maybe start thinking about this movie in a different light. You know, there's Star Wars written all over this, and that really excited me a lot. So Star-Lord is kind of gonna be like the Han Solo. He's kind of like a Han Solo type character, and there's not necessarily a Chewbacca in this. Yes, we have Groot the tree, and like that is pretty much the closest relationship, but the thing about it is Groot is really more connected with Rocket Raccoon, not so much Star-Lord. So you can kind of look at like that. But if you want to go with the route of, for like the movie's sake, we have Rocket Raccoon and Groot. They kind of fill the position as like an inhuman type character, like a C-3PO or R2-D2. And like I throw in the Chewbacca. I mean, Groot is different, but it's very similar character. It's like a very similar character. Charismatic lead actor, even though Harrison Ford wasn't the lead actor on Star Wars. I mean, kind of shared the time with like Luke Skywalker type character, but he, you know, that's just very similar to Star-Lord and Han Solo. And then there's another character that I don't believe there was shown in the trailer. It's Yondu. It's going to be like the associate with Star-Lord. He's not in the trailer that I saw, but he's going to be kind of like a mentor to Star-Lord, which is can kind of be like a Obi-Wan archetype. So those are some interesting things. And then the Nova Corps headquarters, you can kind of think about it as like the Death Star type theme, even though, you know, it's a little bit different. But anyway, so those are the things I was thinking about. Now, when they're in the interrogation room where they're getting their bios ran, you see these type of characters. Now, these are different you know, suits, but you see the little reactors in there. This one is almost identical to the suits that they're wearing in the trailer, and these are Nova Corps guys. You know, they're in the Nova Corps, so that's who is actually holding these guys hostage. So, you know, that's just giving you guys an idea. This is Nova, which is also another human, but there was no sign of him in the trailer, so that's interesting. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about some villains and the tie to Gamora. Gamora is actually the stepdaughter of Thanos, and Thanos was at the end of the Avengers as the oncoming villain in the future Avengers films. So Thanos is just the Mad Titan. I'm not going to go too much into him, but he is galactic powered villain. I mean, he's just very, very powerful, and he is going to make an impression in the Avengers and probably the Guardians at some point over the next couple movies, if not already. So he's just like the big bad guy in the back room, just running everything. So then we have an associate of Thanos is Nebula. In the trailer, she is the blue-headed female, but she's bald, and for this representation, she's got hair. Gamora breaks away from this team and joins the Guardians. I don't know exactly how it's going to be played out in the film. And now Ronan is also an associate of Thanos, and he's going to be the main villain in this movie. He's basically going to be running the show, doing stuff for Thanos. Now, is Thanos going to be in the film? We don't know, but he's going to be the main guy, and in the trailer, he is in there. He's the guy that is holding up Drax. It's near the end. He's holding him up there, like showing him how bad he is, but you can see this, I don't know, can't remember the name of this, but you see this mace type weapon in the trailer, and you know that's him. So you get a little idea there of these characters.